Everybody's favorite Rachel. She's back. After vacation and sitting at home getting paid to do nothing, ESPN has finally ended their tenure with Rachel. She has no one to blame but herself for costing herself her job. But there's people out there that believe Rachel is the victim. Oh, poor Rachel. We're going to go over this severance package situation and what transpired here and what's the meaning of all of this. By the way, glad to see all you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you click that coming through the door. Hit the like button coming through the door. The super chat is working. If you guys want to super chat and donate, or you can hit the Cash App up, which is Carcino. Absolutely. We talking about Rachel. She used to swing a big stick at ESPN. She was the main squeeze. She used to be real hefty. Like you go into the break room and the snacks was gone, you just knew Rachel had them. She was oinking it up when she first got there. But she was good. She was good at her job. But when someone is good at their job early on, they get to a certain position based on relationships they have. Not dating relationships, but other relationships they had previously. When she first started off, because of nepotism, this is her in her younger years, before she went and got married. And she's married to Diane Sawyer, who is ABC TV's top anchor. Diane Sawyer's son. So she's the daughter-in-law of the queen of nighttime television. So you wondered how she got the job? Now, she was good at her job. Don't get me wrong. We will never say Rachel Nichols wasn't good at her job. Rachel was very good at what she did. Now, her thing is no one cared about her. She came up, they just gave her something to do. She built the relationship with these players that no one cared about because everybody took a look at her and like, I'm not interviewing with her. She ain't hot. Can't bang her. So they didn't think about her. So now, Rachel only got her position with the NBA and putting that seat because of her relationship to LeBron James. LeBron James did not like Michelle Beadle, who was in that seat. So who else would they put in there? Well, somebody like Rachel, who was always nice, who was going to come over and give them the right kind of questions and do all these takes with them. And she was one of the girls. So LeBron liked that. She was a complete kiss ass. He likes that. So he had to have Rachel over as many times as he could. We got to get that fixed. Rachel's a kiss ass. Woo! Got to keep her around. So, what began to happen? Should I tell you what began to happen? What began to happen was a relationship where LeBron James started getting the people that kiss up to him a job at ESPN. And you might be saying to yourself, how the hell he can do that? How the hell he giving these girls jobs and these people jobs? His old teammates that can't play no more, they getting jobs up there. And the whole agenda is LeBron. So you're saying to yourself, well, what the hell are we doing here? Is this just the LeBron James show? Which ESPN has turned into. Every day is some propaganda for LeBron. They have not changed that script. Hit the like button for that, good people. Well, this is about LeBron. You think Rachel's firing wasn't about LeBron? It was all about him. See, she got herself eliminated by running her mouth. See, that was never supposed to happen. You guys were never supposed to see that. That messed up a lot of things. She was being advised by LeBron James' advisor, the guy that looks like Freddy Krueger. No, it's just that when I go live, I want to have the right light so you can see. But thanks for noticing all the lights are on in my house, which there really isn't. There's normally more than this on. Well, you got to understand, when you get a severance package, that means they're going to pay out the rest of her contract. I heard she got 7 figures, even though it's not documented anywhere. I know how ESPN severance packages are. They give you what's called an outplacement benefit program. I mean, like all these benefits for like outplacements. And then some instances, they help you find future employment, which is happening here. They're giving her money and they're going to help her find future employment somewhere else. ESPN didn't want to cut Rachel. They had to. They couldn't bring her back. the NBA was like, the players don't trust her. And only people that trust her are those LeBron butt-kissing players, friends of LeBron James. And LeBron them don't want to touch that because that's bad media PR. Well, the severance package is reflective of their years of service. So when those are put in place, that's usually how it works. Well, the Eagles are playing their third stringers and second stringers, and so are the Cowboys to a degree. It's a 7-figure payout. She had 1 year left on her deal. She was in negotiations for a new deal. That's not going to happen now. So now she's free to go ahead and find a new home. Others believe she's going to land at Fox. And others believes Rachel's going to do some basketball thing where she's going to be online doing her own podcast thing 2 nights a week. Well, LeBron has a lot of power in Hollywood. So when you're in Hollywood and you got this kind of power, you can continuously change the narrative to whatever you want it to be whenever you feel it needs to be changed. Hit the like button for that, good people. But let's get to the gist of it. Let's get to the real. Okay? Let's get to the real spiel, the real deal, the real show. Now you know. Okay? Let's get to that. There's a lot of people out here really confused and don't understand what's going on here. This happened all because audio had leaked out to the general public. ESPN already knew. Okay? ESPN already knew. They already knew about this video 6 months in advance. And the whole time, they've been hoping it never leaked out to the general public. The press knew, and they were saying little tidbits about it. But inside ESPN, this happened. Nobody set up a secret thing to record her on the phone. She recorded herself. She had a hot mic still on, and she's just going to town. It cost Don Sterling, his whole Clipper team. They was like, look, go be racist at home. But the thing is, the NBA knew what he was when they hired him or got him to buy the team. But they could never force him to sell until he did something to be forced to sell. But there's others. He stated it in the video when he was talking to her. There are others. Look, people like Steve Ballmer, all these other NBA owners, they don't own an NBA team because they want to get rich and make money. That's the biggest misconception about the NBA and being an owner in an NBA team. People want to be an owner. They want to be rich. You own a team. If you buy an NBA team and you can afford to buy an NBA team, you already rich. You're not doing this for some wealth to pass on to your children. People buy it for the notoriety it brings. All these billionaires, how many became billionaires off of their teams? Mark Cuban didn't become a billionaire off of the Dallas Mavericks. Steve Ballmer didn't become a billionaire off of the Clippers. Jerry Jones didn't become a billionaire off of the Dallas Cowboys. So let that be done. All right? Let that be done. Right. People buy NBA teams for notoriety because you know what? The majority of the teams in the NBA don't make money. You think the Detroit Pistons is making money? They lose money every year. The Orlando Magic make more money than the Pistons, and they lose every year. Jerry Jones wasn't born wealthy. That is a lie. Jerry Jones would be broke today if he didn't become a self-made billionaire. That is a big misconception. He struck oil. He said he's thinking of George Bush. Yeah, well, George Bush, he just wanted, they made him owner of the Twins. And him running the Minnesota Twins to keep him out of the way because he was a drunk. Now, Jemele Hill, they told Miss Jemele Hill, oh, Jemele Hill, we need to sit you down. You doing this too much. You doing that too much. But when ESPN, see, this is what people don't realize. When businesses are losing, y'all think because they number one, like they number one. No, they're not really number one. Even when you believe that they are. ESPN was losing in the 6 p.m. slot for SportsCenter. So they decided we need to revamp this thing because we're losing in this time frame. Meanwhile, Jemele Hill and her show with Michael Smith, his and hers, they were crushing it. They were creative. They kept the energy level up. They had a higher tick between young viewers, and the majority of their viewers were at the 6 o'clock hour. At 6 p.m., young audiences, everybody was watching them at 6 o'clock. That's why they went from ESPN2 to the main stage of SportsCenter. We already addressed who Rachel Nichols' husband is and how she got her position. That was earlier in this live stream. See, there's always no margin of error for us. And because they tackle social issues on this show, there was no problem until Jemele Hill said something on her Twitter about the president. And a lot of them like Trump, but in silent. So the president of the United States, with all the troubles in the world today, thought the most important thing to deal with would be Jemele Hill. A black woman from Detroit was his main problem. Rachel was good at her job until they took her job away. In the beginning, she was good at her job. Then she just became a hack who was protecting her territory. She could just do a half-assed job, talk about LeBron all day, and just cover all the NBA and get all the exclusive interviews with all the top stars. Jemele Hill had a hard time getting with NBA players to do interviews because they'd be like, hey, a lot of NBA players, you know, they taking up for you like Kevin Durant and all these people. Hey, be careful. You don't want to get on Rachel's radar. She get mad. NBA is hers. So she don't want nobody to get no ideas. So she shut it down. But as soon as they broke up, the 6 p.m., they kind of fired and put her away and put her in the background. Jemele Hill took her off the air and left Michael Smith out there by himself till he said, I'm not going to do the show by myself or with anybody else you try to stick up here. So her decisions wrecked Mike's career. And no one says, man, Mike did the right thing. He stood 10 toes down. He did. He stood 10 toes down. And nobody cared. None of y'all gave him the respect he deserved, I felt. He did what we asked black guys to do all the time. Stand 10 toes down. I mean, ain't that what we asked? So her severance package, which is 7 figures. She get a 7-figure package. She get outplacement benefits to help them find, like future employment. So she get a 7-figure payout plus that. Just like, what's his name? The Stugotz. That guy. He left ESPN and negotiated a deal where he get to keep his RSS feed. That means all your Twitter and everything else stays with you. ESPN don't have possession of it. That's amazing they get to keep that. Isn't that outstanding? Now, they don't want this tape thing coming back up. That's what they don't. The leaked tape. First, they thought some employee secretly taped her. Notice. And everything she said in the tape, they all walked away from it. They walked away from Medelson, LeBron's advisor, right along with Rich Paul. She said ESPN was a snake pit, and they still cut a deal with her.
You are less than celebrated and told that you're phenomenal, because that's what you are. To be appreciated and celebrated and told that you're phenomenal, because that's what you are. But we all know that this is not the first time, and it's definitely not the last time, that society is going to tell you that you are less than, that you matter less than, that you are less valuable than the male version of you. And we know that's simply not true. I look at you and I see phenomenal. I see CEO. I see the future MVP of the WNBA. I see an entrepreneur that's going to make millions and billions of dollars. I see that you are the future of our country. I see that you are the future. And that's why that right now you deserve the best. And I really hope you get that.
Something happened to me.
I don't think it was woke talk. I think it was just talk of somebody
Do you know what it was?
who was trying to speak in code of basically speaking up for women majority in this business, black women, and what they had to go through. Rachel Nichols was blasting ESPN, which stands for every sports person's nightmare. She blasted ESPN to the ground. I think KD passed LeBron the moment he stepped on the basketball court. Well, that's what they want. You see? This is what they want. At ESPN, they were happy with Rachel Nichols being in charge. They was cool. They were cool with Rachel Nichols controlling the show. They were happy Rachel being in charge of the NBA. That was fine by them. LeBron James is happy. He was basically running ESPN anyway, and ESPN was losing money. They let go about 200, 300 employees. They've closed locations. They have been in shutdown mode ever since other people have been fairly able to compete. She bashed ESPN in her statement on the phone. Bashed ESPN, and they still give her millions of dollars. And they're going to help her find other employment. Man, that's great. Imagine that. You go and cuss your boss out behind closed doors. He find out about all of it. Then he come back and pay you some money and say, I'm going to help you find another job someplace else. I go, man, thanks. You didn't even have to apologize to them. They wanted to keep her. That's why they were keeping everything behind closed doors. Now we'll work this out. Ain't that something? See, sometimes people forget how they got there. Rachel Nichols forget that she got a leg up in the game because Diane Sawyer, who is the queen of ABC television, her son is married to Rachel Nichols. Mm. Yeah, he talked about Black Lives Matter. Yet you didn't never hear anything about Adam. They never mentioned nothing about Adam. Only time you heard him mention is with us. No one took into consideration this dude is laughing when they talking about Black Lives Matter. He was on there laughing. Talking about he exhausted from it. And she's laughing away. They just he ended up. But these are the people that was promoting it, talking about Black Lives Matter, using it to fit their agenda. But see how they do you? Those are the people you entrusted. Well, if you look at it, if you want to go talent for talent, she can't hold a candle to Maria Taylor. She knows that. Maria Taylor can cover every sport, mainly football and basketball. And I don't mean pros, I mean college. And that's hard as hell to do because there's players coming in every year, like from different positions. Guys got red shirted, and it's way more teams and way more games. And you got to really be focused and be on your job to do college football. And she was nailing and still can nail college football, and she could cover basketball to perfection. She actually played the sport, something Rachel never did. Mm-hmm. And Rachel got all of this, right? But what about Kayla Johnson? How did ESPN treat Kayla Johnson, the woman who had the film, the woman who brought it to the attention of Maria Taylor? What's up, Mr. Bailey? That's Kayla Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. That's the black woman that blew up this whole thing. Thank you, Princess. ESPN didn't give you a severance package. They suspended you for 2 weeks for alerting Maria Taylor about what was said about her and bringing this to her attention. That's the black lady who brought it to Maria Taylor. And because of that, they tried to destroy her. Suspended her for 2 weeks. And she quit. Where was her severance package? What was her payout? Where did you do to help her find another job? But in case people are wondering about her, she has another job and she's doing well. Yeah, she went to Stetson University. She's a video producer. But that's what I'm saying. Rachel can get a severance package, but we gotta fire the black woman who brought it to Maria Taylor's attention. Why? She's black. If I'm black and I'm listening to that, you damn right another black person finna hear it that worked there. It's basically about her. How would you feel if you were a black person and the person they finna go out there and they targeting is a black person? Yeah, damn right. She had every right to do that. And when nothing in the bylaw says she couldn't do what she did, where's her severance package? You gonna up and suspend her for 2 weeks. She and a couple other employees, they quit over that. Who were black. They walked. They don't talk about that. What's up, D-Style? Yeah, on the Patreon, I gave y'all some free picks to go ahead and bet and put some money on. I'm 3 wins away. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it, D-Style. I've been super busy over here, buddy. I'm like, I gotta finish washing my clothes. I'm doing so much now. I'm like, man, I got like 1 more load to go. My house is turned into a laundromat. I got clothes here, there. I'm like, man, I gotta start just washing more frequently. Me, I'll just go through everything and then just wash, spend a whole 24 hours or 48 hours washing clothes. And it's crazy because I don't really go that many places. You know, it's like, it's cold outside. 1. 2, I'm going to have to go out in January because it's this girl's birthday. And I don't want to do it. I wanted to do it last week when she hit me up, like, we can go out tonight. And now it's like, I'm like, do I want to be outside in that? I don't think so. No. Don't want it. I've been trying to do this John Madden live stream and the StreamYard, but I'm going to have to wait and put it off. That's how busy I've been. Thank you. One of the main things is that this is tax season. I gotta get all the paperwork and stuff together. The IRS letters are piling up. So yeah, it gets tiring. Very tiring. Thank you for noticing it. Appreciate it. Now people gotta find their own way, I don't know. Something's wrong with the Patreon app. I don't know what's going on with my phone or whatever, but the Patreon app is the only one that won't open on my phone. So we're gonna definitely have to handle that. The main problem in society is LeBron James. I could agree to that. I'm quite sure he got a lot to do with it. That's what I'm saying. Everything that's wrong in the world, you can find it probably all tied back to LeBron. Right. Look at Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson's he quite sure, yeah, it'll happen one day. Now, Mark Jackson is the nicest human being on earth. Non-problematic, real true Christian to the core. What in the world would the NBA have a problem with him? The man who told the world, we gonna take a chance. And we gonna ride it out with Steph Curry and playing Klay Thompson. When it wasn't ideal to do. Told y'all this is the best shooting backcourt in the NBA, bar none. He knew. He saw them practices. He said, man, if I could just keep this team together, we gonna do some damage. Oh, ain't nobody worried about that. Who will be worried about that and for what? Worried about only the things you can control. The things you cannot, you're only getting yourself worked up for nothing. I'm done with Gil. Ain't nothing to talk about with him. For me. Ain't nothing else to say. For me, really, I could keep going in, but it's I'm going to keep kicking the dog on the ground. The dog is on the ground already. Kwame done already incinerated the poor man. The man already stated, I don't want it. Please, let's leave me alone. So, it is what it is. Last week of the NFL, it's only about 2-3 games that are going to be interesting. So, because a lot of people are just ready to pack it in and get their vacation. So, it's a hard week to try to bet. Other teams are resting guys, and everybody else, they just trying to get to the season without getting hurt. They don't want to be spending their whole offseason hurt. They look, man, we out. Coach be, go in there, get in there, play hard, get that tackle. I'll be, Coach, look, I'm going to be in Tahiti in about the next 15 hours. I'm looking forward to going to Tahiti in the next 15 hours. we're out the playoffs. I'm not getting a bonus for getting this sack. And if they get a touchdown, congratulations. I'm going to try, but I ain't going to kill myself. Thank you. Make sure you do join the Patreon. But my goodness, when I tell you, they have targeted my page, everything, boy. They coming after me, Kwame, Self Talk, all us, boy. We just public enemy number one on YouTube. What's next for Rachel? Who knows and who cares? But ESPN is going to help her out in the process. Meanwhile, they sit down, they vacation, relax, and they come back to all these opportunities. She might get on bar stools and have her own podcast show where she interview all LeBron James friends. And that's all out. That's the new avenue now. People are realizing, damn, I don't need ESPN. Back then, ESPN, everyone made it look like if you ain't on ESPN, you can't get any money. Bill Simmons left ESPN, and it wasn't working good at HBO. Then he started to make his way in the game again. Colin Cowherd, when he left ESPN, he didn't do the due diligence of keeping his RSS feed. When he left, it had to start all over from scratch when he went to Fox. Will Rachel Nichols go to Fox? I don't know. I still don't care. I don't know if the NBA will let her back in to cover anything, because I think they got who they really want. They got the black Jewish girl. Malika Andrews. She's black and Jewish. That's exactly what they want. Maria Taylor, oh, that's black and black. Oh, that can't, that's too much for us. But the black Jewish girl, she could work. Yeah, but they promote her as black. They never talk about the fact she's Jewish also, because they want her to relate over to the black people more, which we like Malika Andrews. Malika Andrews is great. I'm just keeping everybody fully informed. Oh, it's a lot of these Drakes going around. Mm-hmm. That's Malika Andrews' mother and father and sister. See? Hit the like button, good people. Like it up. Hit the like button and like it up. Like Malika Andrews. I think she's very good. But Maria Taylor, she's just too black. Too much fire. Hell, she even married a black man. How dare her? They ain't got kids with a black man. What is she doing? Damn it. She couldn't even date a white guy so we can move her up to senior vice? Welcome. 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 This is how the game is played, y'all. It's sad. It's pathetic. But it's how it is. So I'm going to get out of here. We have made it to the 3-minute mark, but I'm going to let you know my Cash App is Carceno, Carceno. Hit up the Cash App, show some support and love, or hit up the Super Chat like D-Style just came in here and did and showed some love. Appreciate that, D-Style. Yes, we have been going to work very much for you guys today, very hard. Now, only thing I ask for you guys right now is to ask your question. You have 2 minutes. Ask your question before we shut it down for the day. Do I think Jim Harbaugh's coming to the NFL? It would be the dumbest mistake he's ever made, coming back to the league. Especially if he come back to the Bears. What is Bud doing next? Probably fighting Josh Taylor. The Riddler's look in the new Batman is the original comic book look. This is the first time we're going to see a comic book Batman and not the TV show Batman. Can YouTube be sued? Yeah, but you won't win anything anymore. They have changed to LLC now. That was years ago they made the transition. Before, YouTube would represent you if your videos were, not up to snuff or whatever. They would support you. That's over now. You on your own. DC's going into the we're getting it right phase. DC was never the problem. Warner Brothers is the problem. See, that's the difference between Marvel and DC. DC has way better everything. And their ideas are off the chart great. But Warner Brothers are old fashioned filmmakers and they're like, that's not gonna work. And Marvel is doing it. It's like, see, it's working. We had the idea first. They go and make the same damn movie. And now we can't make ours. Well, how do we know that? That's just one in a million. It's just lightning in the bottle. Lightning in the bottle. Now they're looking at all the billions they done made. Now it's like, still think it's lightning in the bottle? Or should we been doing like what we said we're going to do from the beginning? See, the problem is this. Warner Brothers says, okay, go ahead. You got free reigns to do what you want to do. DC Studios go out, hire the director, hire everything to make the movie that everybody want to see. And next thing you know, they're doing all this work. They're paying all this money. Sets are being built. Production dollars are being spent. The Warner Brothers come in and said, okay, this is great. I want to bring this guy in too. This is the new guy here. He's going to make just a few changes. Just a few changes. You guys can still do your project and everything else. Then they bring in the guy. He looks at it and said, okay, I'm liking this. But I don't think this is working. Yeah, we kind of want this in here. Still write your movie. We just want this in here. That's it. Then they go there. Then it's another guy that comes in and says he doesn't like the way the movie's going. Doesn't like the way it's looking. It's taking. It's costing too much money. Can they cut this? Can they cut that? Then that doesn't work. DC is mad. It's like, well, we cut that. We ruined the film. So they fight to try to get one little thing done. Next thing you know, Warner Brothers wants to fire the doggone director and hire another guy that they got who's going to do it. So that all the rewrites and everything that they just done just going down the drain. That money's spent for nothing. Now they can start all over from scratch. Meanwhile, the movie's still not being made, and there's still no constant direction. This was DC's problem for years, all early 2000s. All the movies that were supposed to come out from DC, the Kevin Smith, Superman Returns, Superman Lives. It was excellent. Excellent movie. So right now, if you want to see that script, they got the script. Kevin Smith and put it out there for the whole world to see. So the Superman Lives Kevin Hart script, not Kevin Hart, Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith's script is out there. There's a way he beat Brainiac. Superboy was involved. Then there was the Superman Returns, that trilogy that was supposed to happen with Brandon Routh. That got totally ruined by DC. It was a great introductory to Superman movie, but it wasn't going to sell any merchandise because it wasn't a bunch of bells and whistles and toys and all of the things that they wanted to do. But they didn't think about it until after they made the movie. The movie got rave reviews for being just, man, this was a great, touching, emotional film. And it made sense. But come to do the sequel, they want to make changes. They think they need to do a whole reboot of Superman because they didn't make the type of money off this film they thought they were going to make making the Superman movie. Now they blaming that instead of the direction they should have went in by having somebody with vehicles and things of that nature. I mean, what was you going to sell from Superman Returns? What toys could you sell besides Superman? There was nothing in it that you could sell. There was no super jet. There was no there was nothing. What was you going to sell? New Krypton? And Lex Luthor? And his crew? There was nothing to sell. So you weren't going to make that much money merchandising. Oh, the Green Lantern movie. Oh, well, that came out wrong. The Green Lantern movie isn't that bad. It's just that the CGI work and some of it was so lazy and it was done so cheesy. It just really hurt the film. But the movie really isn't that bad. I'm like, wow, this movie's not really as bad as people made it out to be. Well, The Dark Knight, it was more of a movie. Batman was made more of a movie, especially to Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan makes movies. He doesn't do superhero. He makes movies. So the Dark Knight series is Christopher Nolan's movies. That's it. You can take superhero out of it. They were the more realistic things you're ever gonna see. But it was about character, and they're all character driven. And it's always in the same tones. There's no real colorful anything. Everything is dim. It's either blackish. There's no real colorful scenes. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Jonathan. I really do. And that's the thing. Christopher Nolan doesn't want to keep making DC movies, and he was going to make some, but now they've really fallen out because of the. He had a deal with them, but now he's done with Warner Brothers completely because they went the HBO Max way to straight streaming to people at home, and he's not with that. He does not agree with streaming at home. Christopher Nolan is we are going to put my movie in the movie theater. That's where it's supposed to go. That's where it belongs. So he's that guy. That's why you saw the movie he did, which was confusing with Denzel Washington's son, and everybody's walking backwards. He was determined to put that out. He didn't care about a pandemic, nothing. This movie's going out to the theaters. And he made sure it was. Well, here's the thing. Superman is rumored to have an appearance in it, but we've seen nothing so far. Superman's supposed to make an appearance, I believe, in the new Shazam movie. Not the Flash, the Shazam movie. Then you got Wonder Woman, I believe, is going to make an appearance, and I think it's either Shazam and like they're switching. Like Superman's going to be in either the Flash or Shazam, and Wonder Woman's going to be in the Flash movie or Shazam. So I'll find out for sure. Absolutely. The new Spawn movie keeps getting canceled. Jamie Foxx was supposed to play Simmons. They had, paid Jamie for his time. Now that time is come and gone, so Jamie Foxx is not contracted anymore to play Simmons. The studio kind of bolted on what the money was going to be and what Todd McFarlane was going to pay out of his pocket because he was going to finance the whole damn thing. Then people came in and was like, okay, well, we want to get involved. They got involved, screwed it up, and there you had it. Space Jam 3. Let's just say Space Jam didn't work, and I don't think you're going to see another Space Jam unless Michael Jordan does it. So if Jordan comes back and do another Space Jam, then oh yeah, HBO Max gonna blow everybody out the water talking about the Lakers. That Lakers series is gonna be off the chain. But yep, we've reached the end of the day. So I want to thank everybody who hit up the super chat, everybody who did all these things, man. I'll try to answer as many questions as I could. So I'm gonna get out of here now.